Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering something impossible. Every billionaire is gone. Every celebrity is gone. Every influencer is gone. Every person who seems more successful than you has disappeared. For the first time in your life, there is nobody left to compare yourself against. Would you finally feel satisfied? Most people believe the answer is yes, but psychology suggests something much stranger. Because the uncomfortable truth is that humans don't compare themselves because social media taught them to. Humans compare themselves because the brain was designed to do it. And that raises an important question. If comparison makes so many people unhappy, why did evolution keep it? The answer begins thousands of years ago, long before Instagram, long before money, long before civilization. Imagine living in a small tribe of 50 people, no followers, no likes, no rankings, and yet your brain is constantly watching who is respected, who is trusted, who has influence, who gets chosen, who gets ignored. Because in that world, your position mattered. It affected your safety, your access to resources, your chances of finding a partner, your chances of surviving. Comparison wasn't vanity, it was information. And the people who understood their position often made better decisions. So the brain developed a habit. Measure yourself constantly. Observe, evaluate, adjust. At the time, it worked brilliantly. The problem is that the system never disappeared. It simply followed humanity into the modern world. And that's where things became strange. Because the brain evolved to compare itself with maybe 50 people, not 5 billion. Yet today, before breakfast, a person can compare themselves to a millionaire, an athlete, a model, an entrepreneur, a celebrity, and hundreds of strangers they've never met. The comparison system is ancient. The environment is not. And the result is something the brain was never designed to handle. But here's where the mystery gets deeper. If comparison is supposed to help us improve, why does it often make us feel worse? Why can someone achieve a goal they once dreamed about and still feel behind? Why does satisfaction disappear so quickly? The answer is surprisingly simple. Because the brain is not searching for satisfaction. It is searching for position. And those are not the same thing. Think about that. If satisfaction were the goal, comparison would end when you succeeded. But it rarely does. The promotion arrives. The comparison remains. The money arrives. The comparison remains. The recognition arrives. The comparison remains. The finish line keeps moving. There is always someone richer, someone smarter, someone more attractive, someone more accomplished. The game never ends. And this is exactly why social media became so powerful. Not because it created comparison, but because it gave comparison infinite fuel. For most of history, people compared themselves to a small circle. Now they compare themselves to the entire planet. Every scroll introduces a new benchmark, a new lifestyle, a new achievement, a new standard, a new reason to feel behind. The brain interprets these signals as information, but it often mistakes visibility for reality. You see someone's success, you don't see their failures. You see someone's confidence, like you don't see their insecurity. You see someone's highlight reel, you don't see the years of struggle that created it. And because of that, modern comparison becomes distorted. You are comparing your entire life to carefully selected moments from someone else's, a battle you were never meant to win. But perhaps the most painful comparisons are not with other people. They happen inside your own mind. You compare yourself to the person you think you should be, the version of yourself that never procrastinates, never fails, never hesitates, never feels afraid, a perfect version of yourself that doesn't actually exist. And because perfection is impossible, the comparison becomes endless. Many people spend years feeling inadequate, not because they are failing, but because they are competing against an imaginary standard. And this leads to the final realization. Comparison is not a flaw. It is not a bug in the system. It is an ancient survival mechanism. The problem is that your brain now has access to more people, more information, and more social signals than it evolved to process. The system is doing exactly what it was built to do. It is just operating in a world that magnifies it beyond anything nature intended. And once you understand that, something changes. You stop treating every comparison as truth. You stop assuming every feeling of inadequacy as evidence. You begin seeing comparison for what it really is, an ancient instinct, not an objective measurement of your worth. Because there will always be someone ahead of you, and there will always be someone behind you. That never changes, but the moment you stop measuring your value through other people's lives, you begin recovering something. Comparison quietly steals peace. And in a world obsessed with ranking everything, that may be one of the rarest things left. If you enjoyed this exploration into human psychology and the hidden forces shaping our behavior, subscribe to Quiet Theory. New videos every week exploring the mind, attention, human nature, and the unseen patterns influencing modern life. Because understanding yourself may be one of the most valuable skills you can develop,